we have a project, and as you can see, these wicker chairs that really aren't wicker, they're kind of plastic wood. This is all starting to rot right up here. And so we're going to take this off, and we're going to replace it with straps that we saw on Amazon. That once you do that, we just drill a hole and put a little rivet in it. What they've done is they've looped these this way, so I have to cut those off so I can get this back off. And then once we do that, we'll end up taking all these off, and believe it or not, they put staples in here. And staples in iron. I don't know how they did that, but that's what we're gonna do, is take all this off. So as you can see, you just cut the wrap around. And that gets all the wraparound, and then we can literally, as you can see, just those straps you saw there, these are stapled into the metal. So, and see, it just comes right off. And so the next part of the project is we'll end up cutting all this off and doing the same up here. And then on the back and on the top, believe it or not, they put staples in this cast iron, cast aluminum, and we got to pull those out so they don't tear up our cushions. In case you're wondering, the bottom already has these nice metal slats on it, so we really don't have to do anything on the bottom, and the wood's not tearing up here. So we're gonna leave it alone as well. We took it off on our other chair, but we're gonna leave this on. So like you see the slats here, we're gonna have vinyl slats that will go across from here, across, and I just have to drill them in the back, and they have a little rivet that holds them in place. And that's all we do. So we got a lot of work in front of us. I'm not going to show you all the minutiae detail. We'll show you each step as we go through it. So this is what we bought on Amazon to replace the wicker that is tearing up on our outdoor furniture. So it's just, they're just basically 2-inch wide vinyl straps. And the cool thing is they do give you plastic rivets that you can use to drill into the chair and attach it. And so you can tell we just got the brown color, but you can tell they come in assorted colors. And it's really a pretty decent product. It's kind of the instructions for using them is that, you know, you cut out the length that you need, you put it in hot water so it can kind of loosen up, and it's easier to stretch out when you put it on the chair. And, you know, we just drilled holes in the chair, and then we drilled holes in the little straps, and you put one strap in, take it on the other side, we stretch it out. And once we stretch it out, we just mark where we need to drill through it there, and then we put in the 2 rivets. Instructions, and the easiest thing to do is cut out your straps to the length. Make sure you have enough to go around both of the ends of your chair. Once it's cut out, you have boiling water, you'll put those straps in it. You'll have your holes already drilled, and I would say at least put 1 hole in your strap so you can attach the strap after it's already hot. Stretch it to the other side, mark it, stretch it out, mark it where you need to drill there, and then attach it there. All right, so this is the task that is before me on this chair. Is, like I said, we took all this off, so now I got to remove all this. This was just wrapped around. If you can see how they put staples in here. So I've got to cut all this loose, and I'll use the little snips down there. And then once I get all this undone, then I have to get rid of all the staples. And the sides, I don't generally have to worry about. And then I just have to do the bottom here because everything else is in good shape there. And so I'll take it off, and you can see I've got some snips. Those are just little scissors. I use those for everything. I mean, I worked for a telephone company, and that was our tool of choice to cut wire. It cuts everything. It's just a great little tool. The needle nose is what I'm going to use to take out the staples. And then once I get done, I'll show you what it looks like. And so once I snip it off, like right there, it just unwinds until I get to the next staple. So as you can see, it's not that big a deal. And I like trying to keep it all together, otherwise you get just a bunch of trash. So I can go here and I hit a staple. And so we'll use my snips, cut it here, and then I'll come back, remove these. But I'm gonna get rid of all this just like what I just did there. And if you kind of want to see why we're having to do this, you can see, because like I said, this wicker, see how it's cracking, and it's doing it all over. Like it's cracked there. And you can see how it's just cracked in certain places. So that's why we're gonna take this off and then put the straps on it. So as you can see, now I've got all these little staples that they stapled in this metal, in this aluminum. Good grief. So the easiest way for me to get them out is I usually get a screwdriver and just use the tip of it, and you'll hear it, just a little bit of pop. And then after that, I can get my needle nose and pull it off. So that is the fun that I'm gonna do for all these. I'm not gonna show you all this, but you get the idea. I'll get this all cleared off, and then I will work this stuff off right here. All right, so finally got all the staples out, all the way around. So even on the top. So now we've got the package right there. I'll show you what it looks like. We'll open it up. But the straps just will go from here. It just wraps over. You'll drill a hole here. You'll drill a hole in the strap. And then it just wraps over the front. Comes back over, you stretch it. Then I'll have another hole drill here and put the rivet in there, and that holds it. Alrighty, so here's the package. And when you open it up, what you'll have is the strap itself right there, and this is a 20-foot long strap, and then there's the rivets that come with it. And so it'll just be time to open it up, and we'll start measuring this out, get the first one up, and then I'll pre-drill the holes the rest of the way. All right, so what we're about to do is we're cutting our straps to where they'll go end to end. And it'll look like this right here. And that way we don't have the right length. All those are pre-cut to begin with. So this is our boiling water. When we use this pot, we just put our straps in here. This boils the water, 212, perfect nice. And we'll fill this up and we'll load the straps in it and take it outside. There we go. And you can tell it's hot. See the smoke right there. All right, we're gonna add a second pot. So you just hit on this thing right there, boil. This little puppy we got off Amazon too. We're not a sponsored video, but in case you're interested, we use this for coffee and tea and stuff because it boils water really fast. It's so much faster than using a microwave. And then we'll fill that up, and once we put the second one in here, we'll put our straps in it that we've pre-cut and let them soak, get soft, and then we'll start putting the first one on, we'll drill it, and after that we'll mark everything else and go all the way down the line. All right, we got two in there right now that are in the hot water, and we're gonna put these two, we're gonna get the two bottom because it's the shorter lengths and this is kind of a pain to deal with that, and then we'll start at the top and fill in the middle. So, but that's what it looks like. They just soak, and it just makes them softer, and they're easy to stretch out just a little bit. All right, so I've already marked these holes. Get this one drilled. There we go. Good old Ryobi. This is old school Ryobi. This is one I've had for over 25 years from AT&T. Never quits. That's why I buy Ryobi now, because these things last forever. Yeah, I drilled a hole already in the plastic, and I get the rivet through it. And then I'm going to wrap this around this way, and I'm going to put the rivet in and push with my hand. I'll come back and hammer it later. And I'll come on this side.
The hammer's right behind you.
And I'll stretch it out. And then I will mark it
with your drill.
With my drill, where I'm going to drill it, which will be right there. I do the same thing on this side with the hole. As I'll push the rivet through. I'll line it up with the hole and push it in.
There's your hammer.
and get the hammer and just hammer it in nicely. And then I'll get my snips and just cut that little excess off. And we're gonna do the next one, get the 2 lowest ones out of the way, and then we'll do the top. All right, so we got these 2 on. And the reason you put it in the hot water is so you can have a little bit, the ability to stretch it. So you just stretch it just enough to fit. You don't wanna overstretch it because it'll pull the rivets out. So these 2 are on. We're gonna do the one at the top and then we'll fill in the middle.
The reason you put it in the hot water is because when it cools, it will tighten up for you.
Yes, right, it will tighten back up. All right, so we got them all in, hammered in, cut off the ends. And there we go. And now that gets rid of all that wicker that's coming apart, like over there. We'll be able to put our cushions on it and not have to worry about it falling through. Easy fix, takes a little bit of effort and work. I mean, yeah, I was just saying, because you're kind of bent over all the time, so the back sore, pulling those stupid staples out. Y'all might not have that with your furniture. You might not have staples. It might just be wicker that comes right out easy. So whatever you do, it's a good product. It's easy to use, and it does what it says it's going to do. So when someone's sitting in a chair, this is what it's going to look like. I mean, there's not a whole lot of tension on it. That's why when you heat it up, you stretch it out a little bit so it can just actually fit right in there, and you can just see how well it fit. So here's the first chair that I did the day before. Got it all done and set and got everything put up. It took about the same amount of time, about an hour, hour and a half for me to get everything done. All right. And now, whoa! No. Here we go. Look at that. It did its job. And you see on the back, when when you're sitting on it, it just puts a little pressure on it. It's nothing big. So you don't want to over tighten those things either. You just want them snug. So we'll do that, but not today. We got the 2 chairs done. And that's the big deal. I won't do a video for that, but that way, in case you're interested and you have to redo furniture and you got wicker that's coming apart, just check it out. Now, if it had slats on the back, like the bottom, this would have been awesome. Wouldn't even been an issue. You could just put cushions over it.
Cast aluminum.
Yeah.
Never rust. Well, it did a little on that one.
Yeah, but like I said, if they put slats on the back and the bottom, that would have been a win-win, but they didn't do that for us, so we had to do this. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a blessed day. Any questions, put them in there. I'll answer the best I can. Take care.
Good job, babe. Good job.
So just a little amendment. I said we weren't going to show you this one, but we got the straps in today. So we got this in there. We did a wraparound on the edges like we did the other ones, and then we have a bar in the middle, so we secured them right there as well. There's the back side. The biggest pain on these is getting the staples out and the old wicker off. You can see they stapled in metal. So there we go. We got this done. So all done, putting it to the test. Every one of these takes about an hour, hour and a half to do all the little prep work and to get it done. If you don't have staples, it's going to be a whole lot faster for you. We spent 3 days because we did one chair to see how well it'd work. Then we ordered for the other chair, and then we both looked at this love seat going, we need to do that. So we ordered 2 rolls, 2 20-foot rolls for this one to get it done. So there's a little extra in the video that was unexpected, but we wanted to show you guys because this job is complete. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Any questions, ask away. I'll try my best to answer them, maybe, if I can. Take care.